Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're back after taking a couple days off. I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday that I decided not to stream, and I just kept not feeling like it. And then I just took my normal weekend where I don't stream on the weekend, and then Monday and Tuesday I also just was busy doing stuff, so I didn't stream. And we're back here today, finally, with some more Elden Ring PvP. Excuse me. Gonna try to go for the normal 4 hours. Might switch to Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls Remastered. But there's no reason not to get right into it. So let's throw down that finger and start invading. Yeah, so what did I do? Oh yeah, that's right. I switched it so that if I accidentally fat finger, I at least have a decent weapon in my right hand. Should probably upgrade that fully. Probably can't. I think I have to get a 9, and I don't have 9s right now, unfortunately. But anyway, still got like a week or so until the Deep of Night releases in Elden Ring Night Rain, and honestly, once that comes out, we're probably going to be doing Night Rain for a couple streams at least in a row before I decide to go back to Elden Ring PvP or Dark Souls or something. Just because, that's going to be a brand new thing with all kinds of new stuff in it, and it's going to be more challenging and all that. I'm not sure. Excuse me. I'm not sure how it's going to go, though, because we already crash out fairly hard on normal Night Rain. So making, the base expedition enemies harder, who knows how that'll go. That might be worse for our morale, but we'll see. Eventually, base mode is going to become so easy that we're just not even going to want to do base mode, just like with the Everdarks. Regular bosses are just so easy in Night Rain now that, like, if you're not running an Everdark, then it's kind of boring. It's like mostly for morale purposes or warm-up purposes. Which, by the way, I know the title says Madness and Bow Build, and we will eventually get to the Madness and the Bow Build. But as usual, I just like to warm up on this build because it's my most potent, closest to the meta build that I have. And it's just, for the beginning of the stream, getting me warmed up, keeping my morale high. Having my best build be the one I open with is just probably best for morale purposes. Every now and then I think about Demon Souls and how I could make a Soul Suck build and like maybe that would be a good way to not only get people to stop by stream, but also to get people to subscribe to the channel. So many Soul Sucks per subscriber, right? Or something like that. I'm pretty excited for Deep at Night, but I'm also super excited. I guess we got some Duskbloods news, didn't we? Something Ziostorm was talking about. Ziostorm, whatever name how he pronounces it. That we sort of got like a soft release date. March seems to be when the game might come out. Or something. The good boy cat came to say hello. Binks. Our black cat. He's a very good boy. He's like 9 or 10 years old. I think he's 10. He's not like an old decrepit cat. Not yet. But he's just so much more chill and good compared to our other younger, like 5-year-old cat, who's still very energetic and mischievous. He's a very good boy. And probably my favorite cat out of all the cats I've met in my life. I don't really know. I really can't really think of another cat that I've known or owned that beats him. Technically, I've owned 2 cats, but in my lifetime, we had a female cat named Victoria that was a rescue, I think, or something. I was too young to remember the exact story, and we just never talked about it enough before I moved out and they passed away. Yeah. And then near the, probably the final years of Victoria's life, like within the last 5 or so years before Victoria probably passed away, we had a tabby cat named Kitty, who we found on the street that was declawed and kept following me home to my bus stop every day, or following me home from my bus stop. I think it would do both. It would follow me to bus stop and hang out while I waited for the bus, and then it would follow me home from the bus stop. And after, like a week or 2 of that happening, I was like, hey, we want to take this cat in? I was like maybe 13 or 14, something like that. And we started feeding it, and then we eventually took it in. And my little sister got to name it, and she named it Kitty. Oh, what's up, Snow? Welcome. Yeah, PvP, because, more people care about the PvP content, first of all, and second of all, I need more clips. As of right now, look, I did a search. The most recent Elden Ring videos, even Steve Losky is only getting like 4,000 to 5,000 views. So long form content in Elden Ring right now is just kind of dead. Like, people just don't click on that shit anymore. It's about the clips. It's about shorts. Shorts is where it's at right now for the Elden Ring PvP community, or just really at all. So if I want my channel to not completely go dark and get no traction, I kind of need these PvP clips. Night Rain just isn't clippable. For every one good Night Rain clip you get that's worth putting up for like a short or in a clip video, you can get like 30 to 40 Elden Ring clips. I'm the one who told you about clips. I know that. I know this already, dweeb. Yeah. It was definitely like you or Christian who said it first. You may have said it before you realized Christian said it, but you both told me at different times before I started doing it that I should probably try shorts. But, you know, like I said, I had tried Instagram Reels and I had tried TikTok before doing YouTube Shorts, and both of them kind of went nowhere, so I was convinced that Shorts would just be the same story and I'd be wasting my time. That was not the case, obviously, but, you know, it is what it is. Game's kind of dead right now. It's fine. It's going to pick up in a moment. Like, after we get our first invasion, we're going to start getting invasions every couple minutes, but it always takes a little bit to get that first one. There it is. YouTube Shorts has been the top method for like the past 3 or 4 years. No, I mean, I understand. I just figured you'd have to get some traction first before your shorts started to do good. I didn't think it would be an automatic victory. Because earlier this week, I finally eclipsed the 200 mark from my, like, before I started doing shorts. And now we're probably past 210 since I started doing shorts. Okay, they're definitely over there. That is a blue. They're not even in the thing yet. I could kill this blue probably. He's gonna try. He's trying to get to them. See if we can interrupt them uniting. I don't think I can. I think I have to like go around somehow. I don't know. I don't remember the way. I think I have to go over here. I would love to kill this blue before he makes it back to them. Oh, that's right. Okay. Forgot for a second. Oh, I think he already ran back to them. Oh, right, okay. Do they all have that hammer? What are the odds that they also have that hammer? I flubbed it. Oh well. Okay. That was great. That was a good one. That was pretty good. Right. Okay. Hey, you know, not a bad one. Not a bad start. It's always funniest to me when the host is too brave and dies before the summons or the blues can really help out. And then I just get to, like, celebratory walk away from them and, like, be jumping or be taunting in some kind of way. Where it's like, yeah, you couldn't stop me. Ha ha, ha ha. Stupid, aggressive host. It is really interesting that they all had that DLC Great Hammer, Colossal Hammer, whatever it's called. I was so disappointed with the Ash of War on that thing. I think all it does is you just like smack the ground and spikes come up. This is kind of a lame Ash of War for an Elden Ring DLC weapon. I feel like Elden Ring is so grand and it has so many like really flashy Ashes of War, especially on like mid to late game weapons, that any of the DLC weapons having non-cool flashy Ashes of War is just kind of asking for people to be not very impressed and to be let down. Like the Smith script weapons, man, those were so disappointing. They're definitely annoying and like not completely useless or anything. Like they're good, but I wanted those like when I saw the first like the knives or whatever that they were showing off. I had such high hopes for the Smith script stuff. And, you know, obviously, the Smith script stuff is pretty subpar, except for the shield and kind of the knives. Here comes the good boy cat again. Oh, shit. I'll always be the aggressive host. I don't care. I win or die. If I win or die, I just want the invasion to be over with. Unless I'm playing with a friend who knows how to play somewhat. Then we troll. Here's your die. We don't care as long as we get a laugh. Yeah, but that guy clearly was just being aggro to be aggro. There's a difference between being like a savvy aggressive and just being aggressive with no real plan. You know, like I was savvy aggressive right there. I jumped down knowing all three of them were behind that corner. I figured I might take a hit or two while doing what I was doing, but I knew what I was going to do, which was, you know, slam gravitational missile down, and that was going to at least knock them all back and give me a second to reorient myself while they also had damage done, which automatically usually makes people want to like back off and heal. It's basically just a really good disruption tool, right? And like that's not a bad plan, but that guy just ran in swinging his hammer, no real other method to the madness, and obviously died pretty unceremoniously. So, you know, if anything, he wasted his blues time. And that's always funny to me when a blue gets summoned and then their time is basically just wasted because the host did stupid shit and didn't let them do their job. But then also, like, if a blue gets left behind and the host and Phantom don't help them, it's also extremely funny to me because it's like if all three of you had teamed up, you know, you might have been able to kill me. But since you left the blue 1v1 with me, you know, sorry, but I'm probably always going to kill the blue. It's like 9 out of 10 blues are easy to kill without really any issue on their own. And honestly, it's probably because there's some kind of achievement or something for assisting a host as a blue, that blues even exist in the first place in the way that they do. Pretty fucking rude. Here, let's make sure you can sniff it. Rude motherfucker. The second to last short, so not the one that I just uploaded, but the one that was uploaded last night before I went to bed. It's a video where I kill a solo host, dispatch of them pretty easily, and then I spend the next couple seconds saying "fuck all solo hosts forever." And I had a feeling that that video was going to get more dislikes than normal because of that. Because people really, if you just, people already dislike invaders anyway, so I'm always going to get like a couple dislikes on every short because they're like, ew, you're an invader. The majority of people. But, you know, I'll usually outratio with likes regardless, as long as I'm not being mean to anybody. But in shorts, you know, like I said, the context is hard. So people, whenever I say something mean, people usually don't have any context and they assume I'm just being mean for the sake of it. But I uploaded that one on purpose because I was thinking that, you know, a little drama on the channel could be useful, because even dislikes are actually good for your channel. It's not bad. Traction is all that YouTube cares about. They don't care what kind of traction you're getting. So I was like, you know, I could probably use a little bit of a hater boost, if anything. And yeah, lo and behold, it has like 12 or 13 likes and 6 dislikes, and which 6 is pretty high, especially for it only having 13. All right, next. Damn it! It interrupted my first heal attempt. Oh well. Were they both wearing summon rings? They were, I think. Or that one in the white was the host. Actually, no, it must have been the guy with the magic spam, because he went back to summon. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, so I kind of knew it was going to get more dislikes, and it totally did. It's kind of funny how that works. People are extremely predictable. And, of course, the like non-PvP or non-invading guys are going to be like, no, dislike, you said mean things. You said mean things about the guy who was doing something that was like a little bitch move. They were doing a little bitch move thing. But I don't know anything about that because I don't actually participate in PvP, or I'm not actually really an invader at all. So I don't understand the problem. I just realized that you're saying mean things. Engagement farming, a little bit. Like, definitely trying to master the algorithm a little, because like I've got like I've got like a 60% grasp on it. Like I'm pretty sure I understand what good content is, but I'm not at that, like I don't know if I'm ever going to be at that like Mr. Beast level of like being scientific as fuck about it and knowing exactly how to get clicks. But I think part of it is also that like Elden Ring itself is, and Souls games in general, aren't very easy to get clicks on unless you're doing brand new stuff on like a thing that people don't know about. Because like right now, no one's going to click on anything clickbaity for Elden Ring, you know, because we've done it all. We've seen it all on Elden Ring. The closest thing you can do right now is put Tarnished Edition in your title. That's the only real clickbait thing you could really do with Elden Ring right now. And the same to be said with any of the Dark Souls or Bloodborne game, like any of that stuff. You can't really clickbait people right now. Unless you want to be really shithead about it, dirtbag about it. Or unless you're really sweaty, like if you're participating in tournaments and stuff, which, you know, I'm not really in this to participate in tournaments and all that. That's not really my thing. I'm not interested enough in mastering all those small tech mechanics. Like what's that? How do you? I used to know how to do it. Fuck. No, I can't do it anymore. I don't even really know what the pathing is. I would have to like this. No. Nope. I don't know how to do it. The backstep tech. I can't fucking do it anymore. I used to kind of have an idea of how to do it. Wait. Nope. 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 There it is. I kind of did it a little bit. There it is. Okay. Nope. Okay, I'm done. I don't care anymore. Yeah, it's I just don't care that much about that shit. Yeah, backstep tech is for the sweats. Do a couple more in this build and then I'll switch to Madness or Bow. I'm kind of feeling Bow a little bit more than Madness. Even though Bow is going to be infinitely more difficult to win with. Oh, man. Ooh. I think that one soft release date for Duskbloods is the only news we have on it since the trailer. I'm pretty excited for Duskbloods. I'm half convinced that Duskbloods is going to be the only thing I do for a very long time. I just can't see any other game being like... It just sounds like it's going to be maybe the perfect game. not 100% perfect. It's going to be like 99%. And there's a couple things that I think I'm going to definitely want that it's not going to have. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to make unique builds like this. You know, I think I'm going to be detained to a couple characters like Night Rain that have sort of like, you know, niche play styles, but one of them at least will definitely be one that I enjoy playing as. They're going to have like one that's basically the Wilder, where it's a jack of all trades and etc. And you know, I'm also probably going to want there to be a wider variety of things to use, because I'm going to assume that Duskbloods has all original weapons, you know? Like, are we going to be able to find weapons, or are we just going to be stuck with the weapon that the character has? Because in the trailers, they didn't really show off anything that wasn't original. You know, there weren't any callback weapons, I don't think. There we go. No covenants. Oh. I mean, yeah, there's probably not going to be like traditional covenants, but it's a PvP only game. You know, I mean, it has PvE in it, but you don't, you know, it doesn't have like a PvE mode, right? Or at least it shouldn't. Oh, okay, they're summoning probably a blue. Really? Okay. Cool. Oh, I had forgotten. Oh my god, there's a whole nother blue? I didn't even know that. I didn't realize another blue had invaded. Okay, well, they're a solo host and they're summoning blues, so they're obviously auto blocked. We don't fuck around with that shit. Not in this fucking house. Fuck all solo hosts forever. That's the motto. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't think covenants are going to be necessary in that game. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be traditional covenants, but I do think there's going to be some sort of covenant adjacent idea, because they were talking about how there's going to be basically like things that incentivize you to team up with other people, and there's going to be things that incentivize you to specifically hunt down a specific player, and you're going to have people that are incentivized to kill you or team up with you. So I don't think it's going to be traditional covenants, but it's going to be covenant adjacent. Because just like with Night Rain, where they're bringing back a Blood Gems adjacent and seemingly Chalice Dungeon adjacent stuff, I think they're going to continue to use Duskbloods as a testing ground for other concepts that improve on previous ideas, you know? Because while people loved covenants and definitely missed them after Elden Ring had none, there were things about covenants that were not perfect, and that's obviously why they didn't. Part of the reason why they don't have them in Elden Ring is because I think that they knew that covenants weren't perfect and could be improved, and one of the steps to doing that is having a game with no covenants at all. You know, even though I wish they hadn't done that, I understand part of the reason why they did, you know. But yeah, I just think that, you know, we're gonna get the things we want back, obviously like Night Rain brought back Chalice Dungeons and Blood Gems, but we're just gonna get them in a different form with some tweaks that are probably better, and you know, from here on out, they'll absolutely be able to improve. Oh my god. Okay. How goofy. But anyway, yeah, so, I don't know, I'm looking forward to Duskbloods. I don't think that, like, especially after Night Rain coming out and being so much better than I anticipated, I've got way more confidence. The one big hurdle is obviously Nintendo network activity, you know, connectivity, but that's pretty much the only hurdle other than literally buying a Switch 2. And I'm sure the community is going to be somewhat small because of that. But yeah, other than, you know, kind of gating it behind a new console, that sucks, doesn't it? Damn, you guys were really confident. You guys looked really confident and like pretty sure that you were just gonna like kill me on spawn. Damn. Damn. I love when that shit happens. I love when I spawn and they're like, oh, look, he's right here. I guess we'll just gang up on him. And then I immediately kill like one or two of them right out the gate. And the others are left to be like kind of scrambling for their lives. Dude. Memorial Day weekend was pretty cool, but it could have been cooler. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know. It's okay. Today after stream, I'm going out to do some stuff. One of the things is apparently there's this thing called Spirit of Halloween that's like a pop-up shop, and my SO really wants to go, and I've never been, and I never even heard of it until they brought it up a couple days ago, and it sounds pretty exciting. It sounds cool. Sounds like it could be pretty fun. And we're also doing a pot roast today. Oh, I'm excited for this pot roast. Actually, I think she's literally starting the preparation for it right now. I can hear her fucking around with some dishes and shit. Yeah, it's another solo host. Holy fucking shit. Ew. Ooh, gross. It's a fucking Patches clone. Disgusting. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Put on 5,000 buffs before you come over here. Okay, well, I just got told that we're not doing the pot roast because it's like an 8-hour cook time, and it would be 7 o'clock by the time it was ready to eat. And if I eat anything past 7 o'clock, I typically don't hold it down very well because I have a pretty bad gastrointestinal GERD shit that developed a couple years ago. And yeah, so I typically have to eat things like eat a dinner like 4 hours before I actually go to sleep, or I end up, it ends up coming back up while I'm sleeping, and I don't have a good time. So yeah, we're actually probably gonna do like pork loin or maybe tacos. Might be taco night. And honestly, yeah, that Patches invasion was pretty funny. I don't know what the fuck they thought they were doing. Okay. Man, you didn't try very hard to help your host. Okay. And that Patches invasion was pretty goofy. I was muted for it, unfortunately, because I was, hearing the explanation about the no pot roast tonight, but the pot roast tomorrow. Salmon, what's up? Rip to the roast, yeah. For that's gonna be for tomorrow, though. It's fine. It's not like a huge deal. We still have really good options for backups on that. We were gonna do it yesterday, and I had to go help a family member move. And then today we were gonna do it, but now it's too late. She thought it was a 6-hour cook time, and it's actually an 8-hour cook time. So I'm probably going to end up cooking some taco meat tonight and just assembling some tacos for dinner. Or putting a pork loin in the oven and calling it a day. I think the people... Looks like they're probably summoning blues, unfortunately. Maybe I can dispatch of them quite quickly. Do that again. Yeah. Now we're gonna play games. Now we're gonna play fucking games. And you decided to play games. Two hunters. I didn't know you wanted to play games. That's crazy. I guess we're playing games. This fucking idiot. What are you fucking doing? Nope. Y'all can get fucked. Y'all can get bent, bro. Get bent. Get bent. Get the fuck bent, bro. Get bent, bro. Get the fuck bent. Get bent, motherfucker. Get bent. I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, bro. That's crazy, isn't it? Dumb little bitch. Hey, watch this. Oh, never mind. Damn, I didn't get the block on my... I blocked the host in the beginning, but I was going to block both the blues. That shit's always so funny. Waste everyone's time, idiot. Including your own. Dude, like, it's funny when it's not just a solo host. But when it's a solo host summoning blues. A ganker with no friends. Summoning other gankers with no friends. So they can gank and then never play together again. And the only time they really do get to play together, when they finally do match with each other, is against players like me who aren't stupid and aren't just going to run into the goddamn blender. Give me 1 second. I got to go take the meat out of the fridge. I don't think she's going to do that without me, like, saying it. And we kind of have to do that before or later. Okay, I meant out of the freezer, by the way, not the fridge. I was just speaking quick while thinking about doing it, and it, you know, didn't come out right. Also, one thing I've noticed while I've been uploading shorts is to never panic when the video's not doing so great right out the gate, because it goes through surges where, you know, the first couple minutes, like first 10 minutes or so, it'll get pushed out, and some people will like it, or some people, you know, it just might not do that great, and then they'll try again to push it again in a couple, like another 10 or so minutes, but it'll flatline during that time where it's not being pushed for whatever reason that they're not pushing it. And, you know, I've in the past, I've been like, oh shit, I think this video is gonna flop immediately, like it's just not even getting any traction. And there are the ones that, like, after 10 minutes it only has like 3 views, and it's like, okay, that's definitely one that the algorithm just hasn't even, for whatever reason there was like a glitch and it just didn't even, that this video is, you know, existence. And then in that case, obviously just take it down and re-upload it and it'll do fine. But probably, but yeah, I've had videos that looked like they were flopping and not going to go anywhere, were doing worse than all the other previous 10 videos that existed before it, because that's what it does. It compares it to the previous 10 videos before it and how they were doing, and it's like, oh shit, this one's flopping. But you know, if you just let it sit for a bit, typically it actually picks up and people start to notice it. And even if it doesn't do the best, it's still worth keeping, because also that's that video's existence counts as watch hours. So like taking it down just means that those watch hours or that watch time isn't going to get recognized by YouTube. So instead of taking it down, re-uploading it another day, like a couple, like maybe a week later or something, might be better. Like today on TikTok, I accidentally uploaded a video that I knew. That's weird. Yeah, YouTube's saying that there's like not enough, like it's gonna be buffering, I guess. I don't know. Okay, that's great. So glad to hear that. So happy you're telling me that it's buffering. Can I please get rid of the notification? There's just literally no way to fix that. So why warn me about it if there's no like troubleshooting thing attached to it? You know, just got this yellow pop-up on my fucking YouTube stream thing that won't go away. It's pretty frustrating, honestly. Twitch doesn't do that. Twitch just like, you know, lets the stream occur, and if it goes down, it'll tell you that it's going down, but there's no like big yellow pop-up. And I fucking hate YouTube for that, because it's stressful. It's anxiety inducing. It does not help, especially when there's no troubleshooting or like giving me tips that I can try and then also get rid of the yellow notification. Like, yeah, I'm aware. Okay, I get it. There's the fucking, you know, like, I know there's a problem, but I cannot fix it. We're refreshing. Let's see what happens if I refresh. No, it just stays. It's immediate. It's the same fucking thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's just nothing I can do about it. Whatever. I'm just gonna have to stop thinking about it. Oh boy. Yeah, we're doing tacos. I mean, we could technically do the pork loin. Probably should do the pork loin soon. Like, I don't know. Probably on Thursday. What is today? Wednesday? Fuck. Today's Wednesday. On Friday. We'll do the pork loin on Friday. Three people. One of them's named Melania as their PSN ID. Is they all down? Is they all downstairs? How do I get to them? I don't remember exactly. Is it over here? Yeah, I gotta go around. That stinks. Oh. They cometh. I wonder if this would be a decent place to trap them. Probably not. Okay, are they coming this way or not? Okay, they're killing everything over there, which isn't great. Just trying to get a handle on like where I am versus where they are and where I need to go in order to not get caught out by them. I gotta use the bathroom too. Okay. Okay, one of them is casting skulls. Okay. They are probably already down the lift. Yeah. I gotta get down there before they kill Blood. I was hoping it would spawn me in Blood's room. I guess not. Hello? That was weird. They already kill him? They already killed him. I think they see me. I was really hoping, that they would at least have Blight alive down here. That's unfortunate. They come down here first and then kill Blight? Or did they just... and then do something else? Or did they just kill Blight that fast? Okay. Damn. There's no way that they're already crossing the fucking thing, huh? They're already doing it. I mean, I guess their thing is right here, isn't it? So, fuck it. I think they have a Grace right up here, yeah. Damn, that's wild. All that for them to just stand there and die. Let me go use the bathroom real fast. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. That is for the stabbing of my weapon art, right? Graven Mass Talisman. Because I could put this on and have that maximum range or maximum damage at full HP. I don't have Godfrey icon. I just realized. You know what? We've warmed up enough on this build. I'm gonna switch builds. You know, I've never considered that the ING in Elden Ring is way more cracked than every other part of the word, or the words. Yeah, kind of feeling the bow build, even though it's going to be, like I said, exponentially more difficult. And I'm going to definitely flub. Gonna flub more on the setup of this build. Oh, that's right, it boosts dexterity. That extra fire damage on the spark aromatics might help. I remember this build back in the beginning when I had it at level 75 before the DLC came out and everything. This build was pretty good. It's still pretty good, but it's been made less good by the level gap going up to 200. It was very effective at level 75. I think I would remake it at level 75. The biggest issue would probably be having as much dex and mind and endurance and all that. It'd probably be a build at that level. I would probably only have enough for the dex and the HP, the vigor, and I'd probably have to give up one of these or two of these talismans for some kind of weight distributing. The fact that this bow requires 43 dex is a big deal. Because I don't remember how much dex that build had. It might have had 45. I could probably fit 45 dex in on that build at level 75. Even if I had to sacrifice some HP for it, it would be worth it, I think. And my weapons used to be, I think, level 7 was the upgrade level for 75. 7 for these, the somber stone weapons, and I think it was 18 for these, for the regular stones. I'd have to go look at it again. There's like charts you can look up, so Seek mist. The mist wood. Damn, dude, come on. Get me in there. Like swimwear. In there like swimwear. I remember the first time I heard that pretty sure it was while I was working abroad in Italy. And one of my coworkers said it, and I thought that shit was hilarious. Bro. Oh man, I wish there was a more surefire way to find invasions in this game or any game with souls. To just say I'm waiting and wait for a match is, I don't know, it feels like I don't know, like I should have more control somehow. Kind of reminds me of old Assassin's Creed Assassinate, especially in Brotherhood. Put the controller down for like 45 minutes to an hour and wait for a match. And you just have to wait until you hear synchronizing agents. Fuck. Oh, that was the host. Dope. But yeah. Ubisoft did this dumb thing back in the Assassin's Creed multiplayer days where they released a bunch of modes that were part of a DLC, but you could only play them if you had the DLC. And they also released maps that were and characters that were purely DLC characters and maps as well. So you'd see other people running around as these characters, but you couldn't play them because you didn't have the DLC. And you know, you could only play on these maps if you were playing a DLC mode or playing like in the DLC area. But the other modes that were already in existence were part of the DLC area as well. But you could only play those with people who had the DLC. So you could play the base modes on the new maps, but you couldn't play them with people who didn't have the DLC on those maps. So it was a huge dividing of the community. And since enough people didn't have Assassinate because they didn't have the DLC, or enough people didn't like Assassinate because they, you know, Assassinate was this mode that you could easily, you know way more than the average player and get the upper hand on them way easier. So basically, you know, like it was a kind of a really unfair advantage you could have over people that had bought the DLC and were playing it. And really, truly, unless you were part of the hardcore community, the DLC was kind of a waste of money for that game, Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer. So yeah, you would basically have like literally 10 or less people on at the same time that were trying to play Assassinate, or you would have one lobby full of people, 10 people that wanted to play Assassinate, and then everyone else who wanted to play Assassinate, which was like the extra like 5 to 10 people that 5 to 9 people, you know, that wanted to play, but there wasn't a 20th person to make a second lobby. They would all just sit there and wait for a player from the one lobby that actually exists to drop and like not play anymore, or take a break, or just, you know, whatever. And you know, sometimes there were people that didn't know what the fuck they were doing who would show up, but for the most part it was a lobby of 10 people who all knew what they were doing. I think I've fought these guys recently. They might literally be like gankers who gank here. I'm gonna wait to see if they... Ooh. Ah. Okay. Yeah, and then 5 to 9 other players, maybe not even 5, 1 to 9 other players who knew what they were doing and wanted to play Assassinate, but literally just had to wait for one of those other players to drop. And I mean, they would get a good amount of matches per day. Pretty much everyone would at least get to play a couple times. But yeah, I mean, you'd be sitting there for, you know, an hour or more trying to get into that lobby. Or if there were 2 lobbies, I mean, first of all, you're lucky that there are 2 lobbies in the first place. And then okay, great. GG, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy. But yeah, man. Okay, that was fucking stupid, and I hated it. Hold on, I gotta check to make sure that clip saved. It probably... Okay, it did. Okay. Let me get the Twitch fucking chat up again. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of funny that the host just kind of, like, didn't realize they had to dodge. They probably weren't looking up because they were trying to figure out how to get through the level back to me. So they just kind of died. It's kind of funny. But yeah, what I was saying is that it was a tragedy trying to play Assassinate. And for those that don't know, Assassinate was basically true free-for-all, where instead of, there was the wanted mode, which up to that point was the free-for-all mode, where you would be like 8 to 10 players, I think, and the first place person would be chasing the last place person, and I think the second and third place person would be chasing the first place person, and then everyone else in between would be chasing the person above them, in that order. Like fourth would be after third, and I think fifth would be after second or something, or fifth would be after third and fourth would be after second. I don't know. Anyway, and you would all get contracts and have to chase each other around, and there'd be a lot of, like, the first place person is about to go kill the target that they have, which is usually the 8th or 7th place person, and but they get you know, killed by the second or third place person, and then, you know, you get the kill on someone who had another pursuer for their contract, but the other person would be, like, right there about to also get the kill, but you got it, so they're just sitting there for a second there waiting for their next contract spawn. Now that the contract they had was killed already. Anyway, that's Wanted. Assassinate, you would spawn in and no contracts would exist. You would just run around the map trying to find people who looked like players. Because, you know, if you ever played the Assassin's Creed multiplayer games, PvP games, game modes, then you would know that, like, there's NPCs that look like the players walking around, and the player's main objective is to, you know, find people that are the players, but you find them by using line of sight on your radar, or just noticing them doing things that NPCs don't normally do. And one of those things is climbing on the rooftops, or climbing or running at all. NPCs usually don't run. They walk, and they like get into groups and hide and shit with them and junk. But yeah, eventually, because of the way that Assassinate is, and because of how easy it is as a you know, experienced player to pick out people from the crowd, Assassinate just evolved into people running on the roofs the whole time, because there was just no point in Okay, this is getting pretty annoying. If it happens again, I might reset my connection, which will probably end the stream, because I won't be able to reset it fast enough to start the stream and keep it all part of one VOD. So if this one isn't close to 4 hours long, there's probably a second VOD for you to go watch. That is the rest of the stream. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, if the VOD cuts out short, it's probably because I reset the stream, reset my connection, and there's just another VOD for you to go watch. Because that's twice in like less than 5 minutes that my game cut out and made me have to restart the stream on the PS5 itself. I mean, overall, it looks like, I think my SO is also using the Wi-Fi for whatever game she's playing. So, you know, it's probably making it harder right now for me to maintain a good connection. Sorry, I decided to take a hydration break, and then I decided to take a snack break in the middle of that snack break. And I'm not done yet, so give me another moment here. I'm going to finish up this snack real quick.